and we are fortunate in having here with us an example of what is being done. And I am going to ask Mr. Rinehart to come up here. He is the John Birch coordinator in an area in Ohio at Cuyahoga Falls, and he has had considerable success with it. His daughter is one of the chapter members, and we thought just a couple of words from her about it would be of use to you when you go back and may want to start work in the same field in your area. Mr. Rinehart.
Thank you, Colonel Bunker. What are you doing for your youth? Are you spending your energies, your resources in fighting the conspiracy? And then, for some unexplainable reason, send your sons and daughters to liberal universities which have become manufacturing plants for Marxist revolutionaries? Or are you among the parents who are encouraging your sons and daughters to form and join youth chapters of the John Birch Society? In Ohio, we have chosen the latter. We have had some marvelous experiences with our youth, and you're truly missing a bet, and also a responsibility that you have to your youth if you fail to bring to them the same understanding of the conspiracy that you have and get them involved. We have found that our youth are the greatest encouragement and inspiration for the parents. I taught a youth chapter as my guinea pig, and as a result of it, we are now forming youth chapters throughout my particular territory. To give you one example of what they did after their chapter was formed, they simply went throughout our area and salt and peppered throughout that community into their Support Your Local Police projects the posters I have in my hand. You can come into our area, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, Akron, Ohio, and you'll get a stiff neck, as some members have told me that they had gotten from looking from one store window to the other to see these posters throughout that area. You can do the same thing, and you'll get the same rewards that come to me from merchants who say what a blessing it is and what a breath of fresh air it is to see the kind of youth that you people produce to come into our stores. We have them at the booth, and if you will, please, to save time, simply come by our booth and take a look at them. We would like at this time to allow my daughter to demonstrate to you in that at one of these sessions of the youth chapter they did so for their own parents and grandparents, and by ballot the audience voted for the best speaker. Fortunately, my daughter was one of the winners. And this was not part of the conspiracy. We're pleased to make these remarks, and as a result of having made these remarks to Mrs. McKinney, we find ourselves before you, for she's always concerned, she and Colonel Bunker, about the youth. And now my daughter, Joni, will say a few words.
Excuse me. It's really a privilege to be able to stand before you this morning. But you'll have to excuse me if I appear to be a little bit on the nervous side, because I didn't find out I was going to come up here until just a few minutes ago, and I haven't got a chance to really collect my thoughts. In our youth chapter, we really learned quite a few things, and I'm really grateful for my father to take the interest in the youth and having these lessons with us. We had 8 weeks of lessons. Well, in these 8 weeks of lessons, we learned about our American heritage. We learned about the communist conspiracy, which was trying to ruin our country. And we also learned about love of God, family, and country. And this afternoon, I'd like to go in a little bit more about love of God, family, and country. Now, to show your love of God, I think a pretty good way of doing it is to have a very reverent attitude in all ways and at all times, and to have a prayerful attitude, and have faith in the Lord that He can see you through things. I'm sure all of us love our families, but I sure wonder how often we let them know it. My family I really love, and I know they love me too. They do so many wonderful things for me. Love of country. I think all of us should really stand up and defend our country. And I think the best way to do it is through the John Birch Society. I'm really thankful and pleased and honored to be a member of the youth chapter of the John Birch Society. In closing, I'd like to remind you of the love the Savior had for us. It comes from the end of a great and stirring hymn written to inspire our upward reach. In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea, with a glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free, while God is marching on. Thank you.
All right, special thanks to the Rineharts, father and daughter, and I believe some of the rest of the family are here, all working along the same lines very effectively in that area.